crocheting this daisy flower keychain or charm, and this tutorial is for absolute beginners that have never tried crocheting or just started didn't really make it by following me and my videos. Materials I'll be using is a 3mm crochet hook, like there's any hook size depending on the yarn size, and a pair of scissors. Yarn I'm using is the acrylic yarn, and you can use any color, but use color according to the daisy flower, like the yellow, white, and green for the leaf. So first we're gonna start with the middle part of the flower, and you can use the yellow color for making the middle part of the flower. So let's start with the magic ring. So grab your yarn while using the pinky and the index ring finger of your left hand, and wrap the yarn around these two fingers twice, and stick this yarn end just coming over here after wrapping around the fingers twice. Stick it towards your palm and secure with your thumb, and flip your hand. You can see two parallel lines on the front and a crisscross at the bottom. You're gonna go through the first line. Basically, I'm gonna call this the first loop, this the second loop throughout the video. You're gonna go through the first loop and grab onto the second loop, and you're gonna pull it through the first loop. So you're gonna rotate your hook next. You can see a triangle formed over here. You're gonna, after this, you're gonna yarn over on the working yarn. So the working yarn is the yarn that's at the bottom of the thumb, and it attached to the yarn ball. And you're gonna pull through the loop on your hook. It's already on your hook before, and you're gonna stick your fingers out. So you have a ring, and your ring is way big, and your hook loop on your hook is also way bigger than your hook. So you're gonna gently pull the working out, but do not pull it too tight. Make it freely, it can move onto your hook. And for this, ring is bigger, so we're gonna pull this yarn in to make it a bit smaller, like this. And how I'm holding on to my yarn, I'm just placing it on top of these two fingers of my left hand, and I'm going behind my index finger, and I'm gonna hold on to my piece. This is my piece with my middle finger and thumb. And for the hook, this is nothing really special. I'm just holding it how I'm writing, or you can also hold it like knife, but I prefer the pencil gripping personally. So we're done making the magic ring, and we're gonna place 6 single crochets into this ring. So to place a single crochet, I insert my hook into the ring. I'm also cutting onto the yarn, and so it's easy to me to fasten off and to weave in it later. And then after inserting, I'm gonna yarn under on the working yarn. Basically, I place my hook on top of my working yarn, and I'm gonna pull through the loop. The ring. And now I got 2 loops on my hook. I'm gonna yarn over, pull through both loops on my hook. So this is single crochet, and now you can see a V formed over here. This is the first single crochet. You don't need to mark it, but if you had any confusion, you can just mark it. So to mark, you're just gonna slide your stitch marker through this V over here. This V is the first stitch, but I don't need it. If you need it, you can just mark it with a stitch marker. And then after, you're gonna insert your hook into the ring again, placing your second single crochet, also cutting onto the yarn end over here with on top of your hook. And then after, yarn under, pull through the ring. Now I got 2 loops on my hook. I'm gonna yarn over, pull through both loops on my hook. So this is my second. You can count it from the front. From the above part, you can see there are V's. So place my second, third one, yarn, turn my hook into the ring, also cutting onto the end. Yarn under, pull through the ring. Now I got 2 loops on my hook. I'm gonna yarn over, pull through both loops. This is my third one. I'm going to place 3 more to have a total of 6 single crochets. So you're just gonna repeat the same steps like how you normally place your single crochet. Now I placed my 6th single crochet just now, and I'm gonna close up the circle. So first, you're gonna close the gap in the middle. So just pull the yarn end over here like this tightly, so you can close the gap in the middle. And then now you need to attach to the first stitch to form a circle shape. So we can see a V over here, or you may mark it by the end. So you can see a V over here. This is kind of loop, and then one below thing is the V, and we're gonna go through the V. So it might be a bit harder for you because this is the first stitch. I'm gonna insert my hook into this. pull through. And now you got 2 loops on your hook. You're gonna pull the loop on your left to the loop on your right. So pull through. And then now after this you're gonna tighten it. So slip stitch. This is called a slip stitch, and we need to tighten the slip stitch so that we are not gonna mistake it as an extra stitch. And then after this we're gonna fasten off. So chain 1. So the chain I yarn over the working yarn, pull through the loop on our hook, and pull up a bigger loop, but not that bigger. Just leave it like this, and then pull. Just cut it. Pull out the working yarn, tighten the stitch, and now we are done with this part. We're gonna move on to the petals. So now you're gonna make your current yarn the white yarn, or what's your yarn for the petals. So now you're gonna make your current yarn the white yarn, or what's your yarn for the petals. So to attach, you're gonna hold on to your piece that you made just now, and you're gonna hold this yarn end of your white yarn, and you're gonna just hold it like you hold normally, but like in this way, not having any stitch or circle or something else. Just hold it this way and place it at the back of your ring, and just hold each of the things together. And you're gonna go through this first stitch. So you can see we made a slip stitch over here, then we chain 1, and then there's a stitch. This is our first stitch as well, you can see. So like this. This stitch is the first stitch. We're gonna insert our hook into this stitch, and then we're gonna yarn over onto the white yarn. So hold on to these yellow yarn ends with your right hand, like with your these 2 fingers, and then now you're gonna yarn over on this working yarn. So to yarn over, you bring your hook on the back, over on top of the yarn working yarn, and pull through the stitch. So you form the loop on your hook with the color white, and then now you're gonna chain 2. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and now you got 2 loops on your hook. You're gonna place a double crochet. So to place a double crochet, yarn over the working yarn, insert your hook into the exact same stitch. So this same stitch, insert your hook into it. I hope you can see. So insert your hook into the exact same stitch, and I'm gonna cut onto this white yarn end so we can hide it inside our stitches of the petal. After inserting, we're gonna yarn over the working yarn and the white yarn and pull through the stitch. Now I got 3 loops on your hook. You're gonna yarn over, pull through the first 2, and then now you got 2 loops left on your hook. You're gonna just yarn over, pull through both loops on your hook. This is a double crochet, and then now you're gonna place 4 more to have a total of 5. So one petal contains 5 double crochets. Yarn over the working yarn, insert your hook into the exact same stitch. You can see a hole over here as well, and also cut onto the white yarn end. After yarn over, pull through the stitch. And now you got 3 loops on your hook. You're gonna yarn over, pull through first 2, and now pull through the left of the 2 loops. This is our second double crochet. Move on to the third one, yarn over, insert your hook into the exact same stitch. Also cut onto the yarn end, white one, yarn over, pull through. Now I got 3 loops on your hook. You're gonna yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, and then after yarn over, pull through left of the 2. You have 3 double crochets. Move on to place 2 more of them. So place a double crochet, and then after this place another double crochet in the exact same stitch. So basically you're gonna place 5 double crochets in the same stitch. And now after placing 5 double crochets, you're gonna chain 2. So to chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Then you're gonna slip stitch with the same stitch. So insert your hook into the same stitch where all of the stitches of double crochets are coming from. So insert just directly, and then after yarn over, pull through. And now you got 2 loops on your hook. You're gonna pull this loop through this loop. So pull it through like this and tighten it. chain 2 again to make the second petal. So like this. So chain 2, 1, 2, like this, and then now you're gonna yarn over, insert your hook into the next. As you can see, we have 4 stitches left onto our piece. Don't count this one, this is the slip stitch. 4 stitches left, it means that we have a total of 5 petals. So yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch. So yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch. Also coil onto the Y yarn end, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through first 2, yarn over, pull to the left of the 2 loops, and place 4 more double crochets into the exact same stitch. So yarn over, pull through 2, and pull through 2. So in double crochet, first we yarn over, insert our hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through 2, left. So this is double crochet. Let's place a third one. Yarn over, insert my hook into the same stitch, yarn over, pull through. Now I've got 3 loops on my hook. I'm gonna yarn over, pull through just the first 2 loops at a time. Now I've got 2 loops on my hook. I'm gonna yarn over, pull through both loops. We have 2 more to go. So yarn over, insert my hook into the exact same stitch, yarn over, pull through. Now I've got 3 loops on my hook. I'm gonna yarn over, pull through first 2, and then yarn over again, pull through left of the 2 loops, and then now I'm gonna place my last. So yarn over, insert my hook into the stitch, same stitch, yarn over, pull through. Now I've got 3 loops on my hook. I'm gonna yarn over, pull through first 2. Yarn over, pull through first 2, and then pull through the 2. So we are done making the 5 double crochets, and now we are gonna chain 2, and then we're gonna slip stitch into the same stitch where all the stitches are coming from, and then now we're gonna tighten it so we don't have a loop visible on the front. And this is how we're gonna make the petals. So you have 3 more to go to have a total of 5 petals, and your flower might look like this after the end. And now I'm gonna meet you when I'm at the last petal. So I'm gonna play 3 more of them. So I'm gonna have a total of 5, and I'm gonna meet you over here when I'm at the last petal and I'm done with it. And now I'm on my last petal, so chain 2, and then yarn over, insert your hook into the stitch, next stitch, and then yarn over, pull through, just place 5 normal double crochets, but there's a difference in this stitch. While placing the slip stitch like how we did normally, you place 5 double crochets and then chain 2, and then place slip stitch into the same stitch where all the stitches are coming from. But this time we're gonna do something different from that before. So place 2 more double crochets, and the difference is that we're gonna place slip stitch into another stitch, not the same stitch. So first place double crochets, and then after this you sure that you've placed 5 double crochets. You're gonna chain 2, and then instead of placing the slip stitch into the same stitch, you're gonna slip stitch into the slip stitch. So you can see there's a tail coming out, so you can see a tail. You're gonna slip stitch to this so that it can be closed up. You have a side of the yellow. So you're gonna slip stitch into this, and this might not affect your piece, I'm sure. So insert your hook into this slip stitch, and then place a slip stitch into the slip stitch. So like this. But make sure that you don't do in the other projects of the magic ring. We are doing this because we are just gonna finish off our work after, but this is not the rule. Your piece are probably gonna go hexagonal, so don't place a slip stitch in the slip stitch or another stitch in the slip stitch. The slip stitch stays the same itself, not do anything, but I'm gonna do it for this time because I need to close up my whole circle, and I'm gonna fasten off after so it will not happen, and my piece is already hexagonal because I placed the flower pad. But don't do in the other projects of your magic ring. things that you can do over here. So after this, I'm gonna chain one and I'm gonna pull up a bigger loop around this big, maybe more, and then I'm gonna cut this. Pull out the working yarn, and then now you're gonna face the back side. So you can see you have two yellow ends. You're gonna tie double knot them. So not the white one, just double knot the yellow ends together. And then after this, you're gonna cut this yellow ends. And then if you unfortunately forgot to hide the white end like how we did in the beginning, I told you that you need to hide the yellow end, and if you didn't, so you can also tie a knot in the two of the white ends. But if you hide the white end in the beginning, you're just gonna weave the left of the end that you did over here to the darning needle. So I'm gonna show you how to weave it. But if you don't hide the first yarn end inside your stitches, you're just gonna normally tie double knot the white ends and the yellow ends together and then simply secure it. But I'm gonna show you how to weave it. So you're gonna take your darning needle and slide thread this yarn into your darning needle, and you're gonna face the back side. So you're gonna go through basically any of the loop you can go through. So like this, you're just gonna go through any of the loop from the back side, the closest loop, but make sure that you're just going through the back loops. Your darning needle shouldn't be visible from the front. Just pick up the back loops, 4 or 5 loops, and then go through. And to make it more secure, you're gonna do this technique. So to do it, you're gonna skip the first stitch like the last loop you did over here, the 4th one for me, but you might be 5th. And then now you're gonna go through the 3, like for example, I weave in through the 4 loops, and then now I'm gonna skip the loop which is closest to my yarn end over here, the 4th one, and I'm gonna insert my hook into the 3rd loop, and I'm gonna insert my hook into the 2nd one as well, and the 1st one as well. So skip the loop which is closest to your yarn, and I'm gonna pull through the 3 loops instead of pulling through 4, and it's probably just tied it inside the loops of your back piece, so it's secured much. You're just gonna cut that yarn, and we are just finally done with our petals with our flower of daisy. So congrats. Now we're gonna make the leaf, and for the leaf you may need a stitch marker. Sorry I didn't tell you in the beginning, but you need a stitch marker for the leaf part like this. So first I'm gonna start making a slip knot. To make a slip knot, I'm gonna grab onto my yarn, and while using these 2 fingers of left, grab it and twist my fingers, and then now you're gonna slide your thumb into this loop you formed, and you're gonna hold on to this yarn end and drop off your loop, and then now you're gonna pull everything. So you form the slip knot, and then now you're gonna pull this yarn end to make the loop a bit smaller and slide your hook into it and do the same things. And then now we're gonna chain 6. So to chain yarn over, pull through the stitch, loop on your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and pull through. And the way you count your stitches is just like how you count the number of the bees. So you're gonna count from your hook 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6, and I'm gonna chain 2. So let's just say that you have 2 extra chains, but these chains are not counted as chains or stitches. They are just there to give height to your stitch, the double crochet. You're gonna skip the first 2 stitches over here, the weave. This is the first weave, this is the second. You're gonna insert your hook into the 3rd one. So place your thumb onto the 3rd one, and then now you're gonna place a double crochet into the 3rd stitch from your hook. So yarn over, insert your hook into the 3rd stitch, yarn over, pull through. Now you got fingers on your hook, you're gonna yarn over, pull through 2, and this is how you place double crochet. And then you're gonna mark this. So to mark, you're gonna see your slide your stitch marker through this V and lock it like this. And then now I'm gonna place double crochets all across the V's until I reach the end. So let's do it again. Yarn over, insert your hook into the next stitch. Don't skip any stitch. Please skip the first two stitches because they're too high to get the height to your double crochet, and place double crochet. Now I'm going to this time place double crochets all across until I reach the end. So now I place my 6 double crochets. The way you can count them, you can either count the stitches or count them from above. You can see a bunch of V's. You're going to count the V's just. And now for this last hit is a bit special from the other ones. So you're going to place 6 double crochets into the last stitch. So you place just one, we're going to place 5 more. So yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch. You can see there's a hole also over here. You're going to insert your hook into the hole and place a double crochet. Basically place 4 more of them to have a total of 6. So place 3, I'm going to place 3 more double crochets just in the last stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then now the 6. And now you can see there's a gap over here. We don't need that. We're just gonna pull this yarn end over here so the gap will just shrink automatically. And then now you're gonna place 3 or 4 double crochets. So we're just divide them into 3. So 3, 3, 6. We're gonna place 3 double crochets first and then 3 single crochets then. But now let's do some yarn over. You can see there is a V over here. There's not a proper V, but there are gaps over here. It should be hard for you because I use a dark crochet. But you can see these are the loops. You're gonna insert double crochet into these two, a loop next to loop. So double crochet first, second, and now for this time I'm cutting onto this yarn so it can just hide inside your stitches. So place my third one, double crochet, and then now I'm gonna place single crochet. So insert it into the next loop, you can see, and then after yarn under, but not yarn under, you're gonna yarn over, pull through. Now I'm going to on your hook, you're gonna yarn over, pull through both hooks, and now just place 2 more. So insert your hook into the next loop, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through. And now just place last. So yarn over, pull through, and like this. And then let's stitch to the first stitch. The first stitch is the stitch which is marked. So you're gonna remove off your stitch marker. You can see a V over here. This was marked. You're gonna insert your hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, and place a slip stitch. So to place a slip stitch, you're gonna pull the loop on your left through the loop on your right and tighten it. And then after this, you're gonna pull up a bigger loop, and then you're gonna cut the yarn end. So you have 2 yarn end, one is bigger, one is smaller. You can just cut the smaller yarn end coming out, and the reason we are cutting it, just cut the smaller one, not the bigger one, because we hide it inside our stitches. It's almost secure. We don't need to make it more. So just cut it, and then you have bigger yarn end. You're gonna insert your darning needle, and then now you're gonna go through any of the loops. So to go through any of the loop from the back, you're gonna just pick up any loop from your back piece. So the back, pick up any of the loops. So use the same technique as you used in the flower, or maybe this one. But your darning needle should be visible from the front side. Just pick up any of the loop from the back, random loop, the closest loop you can go easily, and my fourth one, and then now pull through. And now I hope you can easily see it. So like this. Sorry, I was not focused. So you can see there's a loop this closest to our yarn end. You're gonna skip this loop and insert it into the 3 of the loops. I did in 3. I always hide my yarn end into 4 loops. So skip the loop that is closest to your yarn end and go through the rest of the loops. the first loop and go through the rest of the 3 loops and then just cut the excess yarn. And we are so close to finish our project. Basically, we are just done with it. So you are done with your flower and your leaf. And then now you are just gonna attach it with a charm or a keychain, or you can make it a bookmark, or you can do anything with it, and I'm gonna meet you when I just attach it to it. And now I'm done attaching it, so I hope it looks good and fine. And this is the end of our video. If you like my videos, a great thumbs up for them, and if you want to watch more of my videos, go to my channel and subscribe it. So bye, wait till tomorrow for the next tutorial, and comment below that how you like the keychain and what you're gonna do with it.